Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dutch Reds Kop Cast. In particular, we're actually focusing on, as you can see by the clip, the transfer focus section. Now, I know a lot has been blogged, written, etc. A lot of discussion in the media about good old Louis. But you know what? We're going to struggle, I think, with him going to Barca. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, for all his faults, I mean, if you look at his stats, I mean, his stats are unbelievable, especially this season of what he's done. I mean, if you look at the replacements we've got for him, I mean, will they actually fill his boots? I mean, if you think about it, Louis made at least 33 appearances this last season. He scored 31 goals, 12 assists. His shoot accuracy was about 53%, and he created around and about 78 chances. Now, those data that data supplied by Opta, so I can be quite certain that it's pretty accurate in terms of those stats. Is there any player that's going to step up and even come close to his actual hit rate? Questions have to be asked. But one thing, looking back at the whole Suarez episodes, etc. I mean, it's quite funny when you think about it, all this biting stuff, because first and foremost, I mean, it reared its head with Ajax, didn't it? And then lo and behold, he was sold at a discounted price to Liverpool. Really, when you think about it, um, or not, by all means get in touch with us and give us your opinion on that. But, it seems to me that he's played a shrewd game in some instances because, if he's not happy or he wants to get where he wants to get, and I think, at the end of the day, I think we all agree that he wanted to be in Barcelona from the get go. But if you think about it, he's done an Ajax, of course, then he's done it at Liverpool twice, really, when you think about it, because he was still connected with the club in the World Cup, of course. But it seems like this is like a little bit of a leverage, so that clubs will be enticed to take him on. And there's obviously a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, yeah, sports psychology. It's all about stress, this, that, and the other." That's a load of bullshit. I think at the end of the day, it's all about him wanting to get where he wants to get. And I think him and his agents have been playing a clever game in terms of that. But that's just my opinion on the whole Suarez affair. But you know what? I think there'd be a lot of teams, especially United, that would be sighing a big breath of relief there in terms of seeing the back of Louis. At least that is in the Premiership. Um, again, if you think about that lineup in Barca, you've got Neymar, you've got Suarez, and then the cherry on top of the cake, of course, is Leo Messi. I mean, come on. How do you really expect to compete against game changers the likes of them? I mean, Suarez can turn a game on its head. The team can be playing shite, and basically he can just pull a rabbit out the hat and win the game. At the end of the day, it's people going about possession football. Oh, we had like 70% possession and blah blah blah. I'm not interested in that. I just want to see 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, whatever win for Liverpool. At the end of the day, I don't care if we don't have possession for 90% of the game, as long as we win. That's what matters. Trophies, success, the way we used to have it, and of course, all joking apart, you'd like to see your team play attractive football. But you know what? At the end of the day, it comes down to the win. And I think we all know that. And players the likes of Messi, players the likes of Suarez, of course, can do that for teams. And it just strikes me as if Liverpool have sold themselves short after having a fantastic season. Last season, of course. I suppose we'll get, oh yeah, the team's blending, and we've still got work to do, and this, that, and the other. It's another sort of building the team transition phase again, and these will probably be some of the things that you get thrown out in the media, especially from Liverpool, of course. But that's to be expected, and yeah, there's obviously an element of truth in that. But do you know what? To have a team like he did, okay, the back was full of holes. We know that. But if they could have just kept hold of him for one more season, just one more season, I think, with the purchase of one or two, defensive players and maybe a couple of midfield players, and definitely a goalie, a decent goalie, then I think we would have been in with a very good chance. But if you look at the likes of Ricky Lambert that they've bought, if you look at the likes of Lala, all those players, although they've had a good season with Southampton. I mean, are they really world class players? I mean, are they really sort of in the league of Suarez? That's the question I need to be asking people. Are these people that we're bringing in? Will they be able to make a count? And then people will say, oh well, it's all about the team, and it's team this, team that. That's all well and good, but you know what? The team can play shite at times. Every team can play shite, but you only need one player with a bit of magic to win you the game. And I really don't think we've signed anybody of that magnitude this season that can make that difference. It's a shame, really, but obviously, it's a cutthroat industry in terms of what players want. We all know that a lot of players are very much in for themselves as opposed to the club, etc., etc. And you know what? To some extent, who can blame them? Because a footballer's career is very short. He could break his leg, knee, whatever. It's all over. So he's got to get the best out of it, of course. And I mean, I understand the principle behind it, but it makes me think. Why is Barcelona more attractive than Liverpool? You start thinking in terms of them, well, off the pitch, it's all about the environment. It's all about, family, friends, all this kinds of stuff, which obviously plays an important part in a player's happiness. His home life's very important. But when you think about the facilities, I mean, we can't do nothing about the weather, for Christ's sake. I mean, Liverpool's always going to be wet and soggy, like most of England, but, that's just the way it is. So with the exception of maybe, Barcelona being a little bit more attractive in terms of a city, not that I'm, slagging Liverpool off, of course. It's not, I'm just trying to, weigh up the psyche as to why players would want to play in the Premiership. But do you know what? I mean, obviously this is my own personal opinion, of course. If I was a player, I'd just be interested in playing against the best players in the world. Now, if you look at the fact that a couple of years ago, the Premiership probably was the best league in the world. But, the Spanish divisions and the rest of it, you've got the likes of your Real Madrids now, Bale, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Suarez, of course, just to name a few. It seems that the shift's gone over that way. So, surely, I mean, the Premiership bang on that, we pay these prices to get into the gates to see the best players. Well, what is it that they're not doing to keep these players? That's my question. Because, if you look at the way football is over in Spain, for instance, these clubs, I just don't know how they operate. There's all this financial fair pay rule that's supposed to be coming in. That remains to be seen. I just think it's a load of hot air. People are banging on about it, but there's no way in God's earth are the likes of Real Madrid going to be closed down because they can't afford on paper to pay the bills. Do you know what I mean? Get in touch with us. Tell me what you think about that as well. But the whole purpose of us doing this Kop Cast is to really sort of get your feedback as well, and that's what it's about. What I hope to do is have a couple of people, or as many people as wanted. At one stage we can, maybe hold a Skype session, get your opinion on there on Skype as to what you think, and obviously post it, because it's okay, writing a few words on that Facebook and the rest of it. But you also want to have a dialogue with other fans that you'll probably might not meet in the rest of your life. So what we're talking about here is trying to bring a couple of people together and talk about it. You could be in Japan, you could be in Germany, you could be in Scotland, whatever. If we get a couple of people talking about the game, obviously passionate fans. We don't want people coming on just going blah 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 without any substance. You've got to have something to say, and you've got to know a little bit about the Reds, of course, and what you think is the best way they should be playing. So it's all about us trying to get this up and running, and give you a different outlet as opposed to your normal sort of blogging type of Facebook. Oh yeah, oh gutted and all that kind of stuff. Why are you gutted? Tell us about that. So obviously this is the launch of the new Dutch Reds website. Obviously what we've got here as well is a number of key features which I'd like to talk you through. And on the new website now, we've got, for instance, the results page. If you go to on our website, the Premier League page, what you'll get is like a sort of full overview of all the games, Premier League, FA Cup, etc. And at the top, you click on the specific competition you want. And then if you notice, when you go to the results page, and you hover, you get your mouse and you hover over the little icons on the right hand side. If you click one of them, you'll get like a pop-up box. And on that pop-up box, it'll have everything from match report to betting odds to lineups to stats, and also videos. Now, obviously it's not guaranteed that every video will be listed on there, but what we'll try and do is hopefully have clips of the game, or the goals, more to the point. So it might be interesting for people that missed the game and just have a quick 5 minutes here and there, and maybe they can jump on and go to the Dutch Red site and obviously see what game is there and what game they've missed, and hopefully there'll be a few clips there for you to have a look at, and also a match report. So that's one of the new key features of the site, and basically what we'd like to do as well is that for instance, we've got a new section, of course, called Transfer Focus, and if you click on that section, what you'll get is a list of new players, and if you click on those links, it'll take you to their page, and also give you some sort of background into them, and there'll be also maybe a little video on there of what they were like playing for old clubs, etc. By all means, tweet it, blog, Google, plus it, do all that kinds of rubbish. And also, we've also got like a guest post now. The best thing about this is that you don't really have to register if you don't want to. But you can post opinions on there. You can share it on Facebook. You can tweet it. You can also load pictures on there. And you can also follow somebody that's made a comment on there. So if you was to go away from the site, you get an alert to say that person's replied back to you. So we've built in a new feature with that, and that's from Livefire. So it's pretty cool. It works really well. And it's all about having your say as well on these players. So there's a couple of key features there, and we're still building the site as we go. But we just want to sort of let you know that the new site's sort of up and running, and that's and then we're looking forward to people to have a little dabble at some point. We'll be posting a couple of new sides to it as well. We'll also have a Liverpool v United banter page, a Liverpool v Everton banter page, Liverpool v Chelsea banter page. We're going to be populating the away games info. Obviously, the Dutch Reds also take a lot of people over to see the games. And we'll be listing, the likes of pubs and where to go when you're away. Where's the, let's say, the safe places to stay and the rest of it when you're having a drink with the lads and all that. You don't want to be walking into a home pub, do you? Do you know what I mean? So we'll be posting all that kinds of stuff. Also, we'll be having the Kop songs on there. And then, something else which we're hoping to get off the ground as well on the site is what we call the Reds Match Day Rant. And I suppose it's a bit of an overlap with the podcast, but this is also a way if people can't get on the podcast, is to also write, of course, what you think on the specific match. So, for instance, on the 17th against Sunderland, the first game of the Premiership, we'll be obviously hoping people can write a few words on that as well. About what they thought about the game and how they thought certain players performed, etc., etc. So I mean, it's hopefully it's going to be a little bit more, interactive with fans. Be it whether you're a Dutch Reds member or not. It's any member can get on there. Any Reds fan, basically, no matter where you are. And by the way, I know there's a lot of supporters clubs, as it were, throughout the world that do charge your membership for the club, etc. The Dutch Reds basically don't. We're very much the opinion, is like good old Shank said, and for us, it's a case of like Shankly says, we believe in everyone working for each other, having a share of the rewards. It's the way I see football. It's the way I see life, and without being too poetic about it all, it sounds like a complete nonce. That's what we're about. That's what the Dutch Reds are about. We we have a lot of members. Excuse me. And we don't charge a membership fee. It's all about whether or not you're a Red supporter. If you're a Red supporter, that's all we want to know. We go over to the games, watch a few games, have a few laughs, and be passionate about our club. And we don't want to profit off that ourselves. So we'd sooner see the club, i.e. Liverpool, get money, any spare cash you've got in your pocket. If you can spend that in the shops or whatever, the museums, whatever it is that you spend it on while you're over there, a shirt, a scarf, or whatever, official merchandise, of course. That's all better for the club, and that's what we're about. So yeah, I mean, it's all relevant, of course, in terms of if you want to be a member of the Dutch Reds, we're well happy with that. And I really do hope that this Kop Cast takes off, and we can discuss things like the transfer focus, and as I say, other games as and when they come, and basically anything you think about the way the clubs run, etc. Anything in terms of that. We just want your opinion, and it's good to sort of have that avenue where you can spend a couple of minutes. I mean, you don't even have to give your proper name. You can call yourself Ian Rush if you want. We don't care. Just so long as you've got a decent point to make, of course. And maybe we'll start a sort of podcast as well in terms of the banter page as well. Maybe we can get a few Manx giving their opinion about games, and we'll have a couple of laughs about that. Anyway, look, it's been nice chatting to you all. I know it's been a little bit one-sided, but as I say, this is more of an introduction as to what we're trying to do with the Kop Cast. By all means, give us a shout if you think it's something that you'd like to take part in, and obviously take a few points from that that you want to get off your chest, and give us a shout. Okay. Well, listen, this has been the Dutch Reds signing off. Hope you can appreciate and give us a like and tweet and all that kinds of mumbo jumbo. But keep in touch, and we'll chat later, eh? Ta now. See ya. Bye bye.